last night. And of late, kind of resembles the Reds in April when they got off to that fantastic start, winning close games, and you look deeper inside the numbers, and it's certainly been that. It's our Blue Moon bright spot. Each of the last 6 wins have been by 1 run. That's the longest streak over 6 games since 1978. Goodness. All 3 in the sweep of the Athletics, both wins in Chicago against the White Sox, and then last night against the Marlins. Reds record in 1-run games this year. Started 7-0. Next 17 games, that's where they hit the skid. 5-12, but currently 8-0 in their last 8 1-run games. And when Pagan is on the roster, 14-3. The Reds would love to see Emilio Pagan at the end of this game. That would mean another save situation. That would mean another series victory. Fishing for a series win. John and Barry are next.
You don't want it.
Back on Reds TV, presented by PNC Bank. Juan's ready. It's Harry Potter night here at Great American Ballpark. We'll see which team gets sorted into the win column. Bobbles from all 4 houses. And a good-sized crowd on hand. Matt McClain has some magic in his glove. 107 consecutive games at second base without an error. That matches Brandon Phillips for the best surge by a Reds second bagger going back to 1900. He made some fine plays last night, held down that tag on Jacob Marcy. He could not get third base. He was able to get the lead runner at second when he saw he had no chance at a double play. Ultimately, the Reds shut out the Marlins.
And he struggled in many of those 107 games offensively. I think it's a testament to who he is as a person, really taking on the responsibility of getting it done on the defensive end. He's been really good and in great company.
Brady Singer on the mound for the Reds. He has more often than not been quality of late.
Well, I believe an aggressive Brady Singer is a good Brady Singer, and he has been just that. Last time out, he did suffer a loss in Washington. He was a quality starter with 6 innings and gave up 3 earned runs. But, you know, he's a workhorse, and that's what he's been throughout his entire career. Going to need him to be yet aggressive again here today.
He'll take on a Marlins team that's only 1 above 500 for Clayton McCullough. Marcy, Edwards, Hernandez had the gaff yesterday. Conine's got power. Lopez slumping. Casey a power man. Mack makes impact defensively. Paulie and the best base runner, arguably, as Deuri Ruiz. Jacob Marcy. Contact is slight, pronounced on the road. This is against the grain to short. Backhand De La Cruz, no play. It's going to be an infield hit to get it going.
Well, we saw in yesterday's ball game, felt like Chase Burns did a lot of breaking balls early in the game and spotted that fastball. Why? Because a young team normally is an aggressive team. You can see right there, Marcy wasting no time. That first offering, coming out of the shoes and getting it started.
He's got 19 steals. He's also been caught a dozen times. Xavier Edwards, he is the Marlin who's had the most success against Singer. Edwards 5 for 8 lifetime against Brady Singer with a double and a ribby. Had a base hit and struck out 1 for 4 yesterday. Spins in a slider for a strike. Singer saw the Marlins a rough outing back in April. Allowed a season high 10 hits, went 2 2/3 innings, gave up 6 runs. It was multiple runs in each of his 3 innings that day. Reds and Marlins split that 4-game series. Fouled away. And one of the runs was unearned. It was Singer himself who was charged with error during that outing. But that was during his rough start. His first 11 starts, his ERA was over 6. His last 12, he's been just over 3.5. 2-2. Slap to left. Bleday battling the sun. Reds defense from Tri-Health. What stands out to you in this defensive alignment?
Well, I feel like Dane Myers has really taken on more of a responsibility in center field. We see much more communication in the outfield. I think Noelvi's getting better in navigating right field. And you talked about Matt McClain, 107 games without an error. No announcer jinx on that, right?
Double knock on wood.
There you go.
Heriberto Hernandez on the edge strike. Hernandez a base hit, also struck out twice yesterday. He made a mistake that had a physical characteristic but felt more mental and certainly impactful. Aided the Reds yesterday.
Yeah, it was a play middle of the game with two really good pitchers going on. You got a Tyler Stevenson at first base, and you know, ball kind of hit in front of him, and he tried to make a play on it. Got to keep that ball in front of him, because obviously that runner from first base is not going to score unless that ball gets by you, which it did. And Tyler Stevenson was able to score, and that was all the scoring in yesterday's ball game. Just have to understand, like during certain games, the situation really dictates who's pitching, everything. You have to take everything into consideration. You want to be aggressive, but you also have to play it smart.
1-1. Singer working that outer edge here. Gets ahead 1 ball and 2 strikes. Way outside. Good stab by Stevenson. Hernandez first signed with the Texas Rangers, an international free agent out of the Dominican Republic. He got dealt in December of 2020 in a trade that involved Nathaniel Lowe. Went from Texas to Tampa. They cut ties, joined the Marlins on a minor league deal, and made his way to the big leagues. He does have power. One of the highlights of this year. Hit a grand slam to walk it off against the Mets back in May. Runner goes, pitch missed, elevated. That's a walk. Throw down is handled by McClain. So Hernandez is on, 2 aboard. Now, while it was a lot of base hits that added up against Brady Singer, there was 1 home run during his start in Miami back in April. It was launched by the man who stands in now, Griffin Conine. Reds pitched him well yesterday, 0 for 3, couple of strikeouts. But Lark, this dude's got power. In fact, of men at 175 plate appearances, only Yordan Alvarez, who's having just about MVP season, has a higher slug than Conine.
Well, the apple does not fall far from the tree. His father, Jeff Conine, had some of the quickest wrist in the game at the time. Big time power. And he certainly has passed that trade on to his son.
Upstairs, 2-1.
Jeff hit from the right side. And I'm wondering if he said, all right, get in the batter's box. Let me show you how to do this. You get on the left side, I'm going to get on the right side.
To right center, Noelvi Marte. Tag at second by the lead man Marcy. He's got third. Men at the corners, 2 down. That brings up Otto Lopez. Entered the series with the most hits in the majors, has the 3rd best batting average. He has been down of late. His last 14 games, just $190. Ball one. Couple of extra base hits, 3 ribbies in that time. He has one of the more culturally diverse backgrounds in the game. Born in the Dominican, his family moved to Montreal when he was 11. And at that age, he picked up and mastered the French language. He's a huge Expos fan as a result. Moved back to the Dominican Republic as a teenager. Now fluent in English, Spanish, and French. And elects to play for Team Canada in the WBC. Grounded back to Singer. That's on the fly, and he's denied. Low liner and a couple of fish stranded. Reds 9 from St. Elizabeth Healthcare. They've won 14 of 22. El De La Cruz. Sal Stewart hits in 6 straight, 10 of 11. The former Marlin J.J. Bleday, Tyler Stevenson, Eugenio Suarez, 2 RBI shy of 1,000. Former Marlin Dane Myers, Noel B. Marte, Ke'Bryan Hayes, and Matt McLean. Terry Francona's club taking on Ryan Gusto.
A 6'4", 27-year-old righty.
ABS out the gate, powered by T-Mobile.
Catcher's challenging the ball call.
It looked like a pretty good pitch. Joe Mack with the challenge, and 1.
Miami will have 2 remaining.
That was the cutter right there. He also throws the 4-seamer fastball. Sits about 94 miles an hour. Changeup. That's been his feature pitch. He'll sink that fastball. Throws a sweeper, a slider, and a curveball. That would be 7.
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
It's a bit of a kitchen sink mix for Gusto. And De La Cruz walked yesterday, was 0 for 3. Bottom of the zone strike. He statued that first pitch, seemed to be set on taking all the way. He's in a mini rut. He's 2 for his last 23, working some walks in that time. That's a great looking pitch. Ellie thought about challenging. He does not. 1 down.
Backdoor curveball. See, he's got a knuckle curve. See that finger kind of spiked on the backside of that ball. That's the location you want to put it.
And that's a video game pitch.
Yeah, nothing you're going to do with that one. Foul it off.
It's now Miami kid Sal Stewart. Breaking ball strike. '89 RBIs on the year. He's got 97 on his career, closing in on the century mark. Of course, got his first taste of the bigs in September last year. Hits in 6 straight, 10 of 11, over 300 in both of those runs. Goes down on 3 pitches. Marlins defense from Sinclair College. Otto Lopez gets a lot of outs at shortstop. Xavier Edwards, a natural shortstop who has transitioned to second base. Joe Mack cuts down runners. Caught stealing rate 32%. He has the 2nd most men caught stealing in the majors. 19 men cut down this year. J.J. Bleday. Augusto's out here pumping strikes. Young man who was cut from his high school team multiple
Cincinnati's
times.
batters challenging the strike call.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. That is a ball.
Cincinnati will have 2 remaining.
Gusto told Brian McTaggart of MLB.com that his high school coach in Charlotte, North Carolina, quote, told me to my face I could not get outs against the worst team in our conference. He kept trying out. He stayed on the travel ball circuit, and his dad, Mark, dug deep on junior colleges before zeroing in on Ben Bazier at Broward College in Florida. Gusto himself said that he, quote, pestered him into getting a workout. He at that time topped out at 84. ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Miami's catcher is challenging the ball call.
Might have a first inning record for number of challenges. That is a strike. Gusto got offered a chance to walk on. He made it as the last pitcher on the team. Time here for Bleday. He went with his head coach to another JUCO, to Florida Southwestern State. Became the conference pitcher of the year. Had a full ride to Western Kentucky. Turned it down. Got drafted by the Astros. He thought about a challenge. He was an 11th round pick. Astros offered him $125K. He said, no, I've done the math. You have $420,000. I want that. They gave it to him. He heard no, 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 and bet on himself at every step. And in the big leagues, he just struck out the top 3 Reds. Singer has been a quality man for a bit. Tonight's Liberty Mutual Insurance field coverage. He's a big part of the Reds, matching the Dodgers, trailing only the Orioles in number of quality starts since July 1. Faces Owen Casey. Strike 1. Casey 0 for 2, a strikeout yesterday. He was originally a second rounder by the Padres, got dealt to the Cubs in the Yu Darvish trade, and then trade took him to Miami. Big rip and the elevated sinker. Rolled to the Reds dugout. On the edge looking.
Good pitch right there. And we haven't really seen Brady Singer dominate the inside part of the plate until that pitch. Wow. Outstanding. I really believe that when he's aggressive, he's throwing that pitch more often. And then he gets that front door slider underneath the hands of those lefties. That's the first pitch I really saw him stick it in there.
Oh, nice grab at the seats. Oh, 1, Joe Mack. 0 for 2. He lined out yesterday. It wasn't that long ago that Augustin Ramirez last year debuted for the Marlins against the Reds, showed off incredible offensive upside. It looked to be the catcher of the future for the Marlins. Rolled with eyes and leaks through, base hit. But Ramirez struggled significantly defensively, also had some offensive woes this year. Spent a long time in the minors because the Marlins also believe in Joe Mack.
Well, you talked about his ability to throw out runners. He can do a little bit of that as well. He's going to have a long career. That defensive ability, run prevention is so important, critical in holding that staff. Throwing out base runners, really negating the running game. It's high demand in the big leagues these days.
Held on by Stewart. Ran Paulie at a base hit yesterday. Stewart, hot potato, alley one, laid out the box. Double play.
Well, you don't have much time to react. Good hands by Sal Stewart. Easy 3-6-3.
The boy who lived has grown up. Red TV from PNC Bank. Scoreless game on Harry Potter night. The gear is everywhere. No flying motorcycles reported yet. Tyler Stevenson, base hit and a run scored last night. That run was the only run of the game. You pointed it out in the open, Lark. He had to sprint to hustle and reach on a fielder's choice, and then roared all the way home from first. His top end sprint speed, by the way, from first to home, is around 18 miles an hour.
All right. Got it going.
Just missed away for Gusto. For Gusto, a combination of the pandemic and Tommy John cost him a couple of years on his rise. He thought he was set to make the big leagues last day of 2024. He was called up September the 29th to start game 162 for Houston in Cleveland. 3+ hours of rain. Both teams were locked in the playoffs. Seeding could not be changed. The game was wiped, and he, for a time, was a phantom ball player on the roster but never appeared. Stevenson lifts right side. Handled by Griffin Conine. That'll bring up Eugenio Suarez, our Kia player profile.
Well, Gino has been productive. 1,500 hit last night, driving in the only run. And that, I think it was a double.
Yes.
The books, yes. But he is streaky, and when he is on, he is incredibly productive.
A lot of power of late. Borderline miss, long frame there by Mack. Augusto started some in spring this year. He had been dealt to the Marlins. Swing and miss. Ended last year with Miami. Was 0-3, ERA of nearly 10. Challenged for a rotation spot. Got sent back to minor league camp. And then wound up making the big league team as their last reliever. He was the final bullpenner put on the roster. This year he had only one major league outing in the season's first 2 months. 2-2, swing and a miss, strikes out Suarez. And oddly enough came against the Reds, same game that Singer started and struggled against the Marlins. He was perfect in one inning against the Reds in relief.
You're talking about how he, with all the naysayers. How he stuck with it is here in the big leagues, and all he's doing right now is recorded 5 outs, about 4 of them via the punch out.
Showing the breaker first pitch to Dane Myers, who was 0 for 4 yesterday. Did line out twice. Paulie backs up at third. Strike 2. Driven foul. Augusto last took the field Sunday against the Angels. Couple of runs in 4 innings. A no decision in a blowout team win. He is still winless. Tonight, his 11th start. He's the only man in the majors to start double-digit times and not have a win all year. Now, there are a few others that did not have a win as a starter and one in relief. He has also worked in relief, has no wins, period. Chip to right at Ruiz. Reds have not put a man on yet. The Reds and Avocados from Peru have teamed up for a chance to win a new 2026 Toyota Tacoma SR or Reds VIP experience. To enter, scan the QR code, register at reds.com/AvoReds. Follow @Avos from Peru on Instagram. Brady Singer missed to 9-hole man Esteuri Ruiz. He pinch hit and struck out in the 8th yesterday. He's having a career year offensively. Highs in most categories, and part of the difference for him this year, he is pulling the ball at a way higher rate. He leaned heavy opposite way to begin his career, and he is pulling the ball well more than half the time this year. Goes opposite way in consecutive swings for a pair of fouls. And it's at a point where the difference is so pronounced, it has to be intentional. It's August.
Well, a lot of that is how the teams are pitching you. And a lot of times you have a speed guy, not a power guy, just thinking about slapping the ball the other way. So if you have a guy that's going to slap the ball the other way, you're going to just pitch him inside, make him pull it.
He's known most significantly for his speed. Leads the Marlins with 28 steals. Great looking pitch. ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Cincinnati catcher is challenging the ball call.
We've had a lot of challenges early. Catchers have been right a lot. And so is Stevenson.
Cincinnati will have 2 remaining.
Best in the game, Tyler Stevenson. Top of the order, Marcy. Infield hit to short on the first pitch of the game. Turns on this one to right. Marte going way back at the wall. Gone. 7th of the year for the Marlins leadoff man, and the Reds are down 1-0.
That pitch to Marcy was a cutter. Give him credit. That ball was on the inside part of the plate. He vacates those hips and gets that bat head to the ball. Put a good swing on it.
That's the Marlins' second run scored in their last 3 games, including this. Opposite way, Xavier Edwards slaps to J.J. Bleday. It's another base-stealing threat who is on.
Hit it where it's pitched. Sinker down and away. Drop the bat head on the ball. Stay right through it. Good bit of hitting right there as well.
Heriberto Hernandez walked his first time. Edwards, who has 18 steals, caught just 5 times, chase back. Line to center, Myers. Seemed like there was an aggressive nature to the Marlins last night. Chase Burns and Tyler Stevenson, I thought, had a pretty good game plan for it. And now, particularly the second time through, we're seeing early swings from the Marlins tonight.
Yeah, I think once again, when you have a young ball club, they have a tendency to be a little more swing happy, if you will.
That got Conine. Yes.
Yeah, right off the instep.
Back foot breaking ball. Now this inning is sped up. A run in, 2 on. Otto Lopez is lined to the pitcher Singer. Oh, 2. What are you seeing in Singer so far?
Yeah, I feel like he's just kind of all over the place right now. He's throwing strikes, obviously, but I haven't really seen him be able to command the fastball as we have seen him being able to do that in his last few starts. There it is.
Looking.
Gets in between them for 100% cleaner teeth. Your perfect clean starts with Oral-B.
Canuck injury report for tonight. This is earlier this afternoon. Graham Ashcraft, the first time the Reds have gotten eyes on him at Great American Ballpark. 18 pitches he threw around there in a live BP session. Did have trouble locating a bit. I talked to him afterwards. He said it's the first time facing hitters. Felt like he was trying to do a little too much. Sweating was a little bit of a problem today, but the key, he said, and I quote, "My arm felt great."
Well, that's excellent. Check swing. Fly ball out from Duelvi Marte. What would be next for him, Jim?
Probably another live. And that would be here during this homestand, and then they'll regroup and figure it out from there.
Now, the Reds do have a doubleheader coming Monday against the Cardinals, and a couple of notable names, not for Monday necessarily, but making their way back are both going at AAA tomorrow.
Yeah, Tony Santillan went last night at AAA Louisville, and there's Big Tone. And boy, he was really good last night. Hitting no hits, no runs, struck out through 13 pitches, 9 of which were strikes.
Oh, dropped by Ruiz, and Key Brian Hayes is on with an E9.
And here's some video of Santillan last night, and his next step is tomorrow. He will be the opener for AAA Louisville tomorrow, then be followed by Brandon Williamson. They hope to get Williamson at 70-75 pitches. Williamson was a name possible for Monday, so that would take him out of the mix. But Santillan's been raring to go. If tomorrow goes well, you could see him quickly after that.
I like the sound of that. Thank you, Jim. Ball 1 to Matt McLean. He was starting to look like Tony again right before the oblique. He had several impressive outings. Consecutive misses into McLean. 0 for 2 with the walk yesterday. He's 2 for his last 18. Does have 4 walks in that time. Also has 6 strikeouts in that time. Ripped down the left field line. Fair ball. Hayes sprinting up and through second. Hernandez after it and left. Stop sign at third. Standing double for McLean. He threads a 2-bagger. 2 men in scoring position.
Just staying right down through that slider. That's a good swing right there. That ball right on top of the chalk. Runners in scoring position, second and third, taking advantage of the mistake by Ruiz made on the fly ball in right field.
So now infield in, a foul back by De La Cruz, who struck out looking his first time. Start of second time through for Gusto. Good glove by Mack. Brady Singer, ERA just over 3.5 in his last 12 starts. Team had lost 8 of them. Why? No run support. 14 runs in the 8 losses. Here's a chance to get him a couple and take the lead. Swung through 1-2. Struck him out at a breaking ball.
Good depth on that breaking ball. It looks like it's a knuckle curveball. 12-6 action.
It's up to Sal Stewart. First pitch launched down the left field line. Foul. He had the near miss, an even closer near miss that barely missed the pole in the yellow line yesterday.
Yeah, he's been flirting with it down that left field line and a little bit out in front of the sweeper.
Struck out his first time tonight. Right side and through, base hit. Hayes scores. McLean roars home. Another 2 driven in by Sal Stewart. Reds take a 2-1 lead.
The man just has a knack for getting it done. Look at him choke up a little bit and just punch this breaking ball to right field. He just has an uncanny ability to shorten up in RBI situations and just put the ball in play. Just outstanding.
91 RBIs. He has tied C.J. Abrams for the major league lead. J.J. Bleday struck out swinging his first time. Two and 0. Sailed shallow right center. Edwards has it. Reds take the lead. Sal Stewart plates a pair unearned on Gusto. The Reds ahead.
With Extra.
This man just smells RBIs. Reds TV from PNC Bank. 2 more for Sal Stewart.
Yeah, it's impressive. It's really, we've seen him hit the long ball, but I feel like that at bat right there. First of all, he choked up on the bat a little bit. You can see the knob. Normally don't see that. And he just, I think in his mind, just said he's going to throw me another off-speed pitch. I'm just going to poke it to right field. That's exactly what he did.
Oh, and KC has struck out looking, takes a big rip at a breaking ball. So Brady Singer staked to a 2-1 lead. Yeah, I like the analogy that Sal made to Brian Giesenslaw while the Reds were on the road trip. And you're nodding your head. You remember, right?
Oh, yeah.
The golf clubs?
Absolutely. Pulled out his lob wedge right there.
As you talked about it with the defensive miscue by Hernandez, the idea of needing to know the situation, that the situation dictates everything in the game.
No doubt. Well, I think for Sal, I think he struck out the first time. And then I feel like the first pitch that was thrown to him was a sweeper on the inside part of the plate. And I'm looking at the knob of the bat. He choked up a little bit. It's like he was looking for a breaking ball down and away, understanding that that has been the success. He struck out Ellie on a breaking ball. Through the first sweeper to Sal, he pulls it down the left field line. He's going to come with it again.
Bounced right side. McClain going all out to first. Got him. Another electric play from Matt McClain.
Yeah, just outstanding right there by Matt McClain. Showing the quickness. Yeah, that's an in-between ball, so Sal making a beeline right for the bag was a big thing as well. And Matt McClain laying out, getting it done. Outstanding.
First pitch smacked by Joe Mack, deep right center, and gone. He's got his 12th, and it's tied at 2. Well, Singer has now surrendered 24 homers this year. He's back in the top 10 for most home runs allowed.
Now, this is a sweeper, just middle. Joe Mack with his second hit on the day.
Now Graham Pauley takes strike 1. So the second time through, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 8 men have seen their plate appearance decided on the first pitch. 2 of them have been homers. 1 was hit by a pitch. Fights that one off coming in. Now the good news for Singer and the Reds, the 2 home runs, both solo shots. Down the right field line. Foul. Right off the 325 marker. Easily went strike 3. Oh, and 1 on Esteury Ruiz. He struck out looking his first time. Two and 1. Big cut at that slider. Full count. Called strike 3. ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Miami batter is challenging the strike call.
Now the Reds are walking off the field, but Ruiz took off his gear and he's striding toward first base. And he's right.
Miami has 2 remaining.
And now this screams stolen base. Ruiz is the Marlins leader in that regard. It's 2 outs and the leadoff man Jacob Marcy is about to stand in.
It makes logical sense what you're saying right there. You end up getting thrown out. You got your leadoff hitter. And if not, you hit with 2 outs. The runner in scoring position.
Marcy has singled and homered both times on first pitches. And Ruiz gets chased back. He broke the American League rookie record when he had 67 steals for the A's. That came in a year he only got on base barely at above a 300 rate. He goes. Elevated pitch missed. Throw down is in time. Got it.
Just an outstanding job. You see the tag on the helmet before the hand gets to the bag. And Tyler Stevenson cutting him down.
Back on Reds TV, presented by PNC Bank. Tied at 2. Home fourth, Tyler Stevenson standing in. Just cut down Esteury Ruiz. He has foul popped to first base so far today. Last road trip got his first homer on a first pitch this year. Power's been up of late. fights off strike one against Ryan Gusto. Since the All-Star break, an OPS over 1,000. 3 of his homers have come this month. So he's been great at ABS. He's been great blocking. He's rated as one of the best. Just cut down the most prolific Marlins base stealer, and he catches a lot. Swung through, strike 3.
He's been really good in putting this ball in the perfect location of this throw. All he has to do is just touch the ball. When the catcher misses, they are taught now to miss on the first base side of second base. And Tyler's been really good.
Eugenio Suarez up the ladder. Graham Pauley plucks it away.
Timing is everything. Definitely pitchers appreciate that defense behind them.
And now Dane Myers, who is lined out. Ball 1. Called an elevated strike. Pauley backs up in third. Way high. Sharply to right field, base hit.
Two strikes, you let the ball get close to you. Look how Dane Myers pulls his hands in and gets that bat head to the ball. It's a good bit of hitting.
His second career hit against his former club. Noelvi Marte saw one pitch first time. On a check swing, he flied to right. Bounce left side from the outfield grass. Throw to second. Nicely done by Otto Lopez.
Toyota, let's go places.
Step up to MVP status at the Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, presented by Dinsmore. Enjoy exclusive perks like Reds tickets, limited edition replica World Championship trophies, and more. Be a part of Reds history today. RedsMuseum.org. Danny Jackson, Chris Hammond were there today, signing some autographs. A couple of your teammates from the title team.
DJ and Hambone.
Jacob Marcy was at the plate when Ruiz was caught stealing. Singer ahead 0-2. Marcy has singled and homered, each on one pitch. It is a very large crowd here tonight. It's smoked into right field. Bobbled by Marte. Marcy never stopped. Slides into second. Single and an error.
Well, watch Marcy right out of the box. This ball is hit to the left of Noelvi Marte, and on the bobble, this is the offense putting pressure on the defense. Because of the hustle, Marte has to hustle himself. And we've seen it time and time again. Mistakes happen when you put pressure on the defense.
Marte's first outfield error. Xavier Edwards has singled. He has flied to left. Now that said, he has one charged error. There probably have been some other plays that he arguably should have made that are not technically errors. Corners crashing, bunt yanked back, 1-1. Drop down to third. Key Brian Hayes. Playing on the cover. Sacrifice complete. That's the 7th sacrifice for Edwards. And Marcy's now 90 feet away. Infield comes in. Heriberto Hernandez has walked. He is lined to center. Up and in.
Watch your dome. I wonder if that's a setup pitch. You're thinking, okay, he's going to go soft away, try to get me out in front. Nope. This type of situation, you have to know who you are. You want to get a ball that you can get into the air. So you want to zone up a pitcher.
To short, beyond De La Cruz. Marcy scores. Marlins take a 3-2 lead.
This ball doesn't evade Ellie very much. I feel like he catches this ball. It's a double play at third base because Marcy's going right now.
Did that hit the glove?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure.
Couldn't tell if it did change a little bit of direction and speed. It's an incredibly difficult play.
Yeah.
Strike one of Conine. Yep.
Yeah.
Just grazed it.
Length.
Scored a single. Conine has flied to right. He's been hit by a pitch. Now, if Marte handles the bounce cleanly in right field, Marcy doesn't go to second. I'm not sure that Edwards is bunting in that spot. Changes the inning entirely. Yet remember, an error aided the Reds. The 2 runs that they have scored are both unearned on Ryan Gusto because of a drop catch by Ruiz and Wright. If that ball's caught, Reds can never score. The inning would have been over. 2-2. These are two teams on the outside looking in terms of postseason perspective. The Marlins just a game over 500, 3 games back in the wild card at the day start. The Reds 5 out. A crowded field. Center field, Dane Myers. Brief word now from Big Sandy Superstore.
This summer, sleep cooler for less at Big Sandy Superstore. Your headquarters for luxury mattresses. Big Sandy Superstore.
Otto Lopez is lined to the pitcher. He is struck out looking. Poked foul. Appeal. He did not go. Driven to right center. Myers deep. God, he had to cover a lot of ground. In tonight's Toyota Tundra Home Run Challenge, Cliff Howell from Monroe, Ohio wins this brand new built in the USA Tundra if a red hits the Toyota Hit and Win sign. Register for your chance at any Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky Toyota dealer. Key Brian Hayes leads it off. Takes strike one. He reached on error. Lined the ball to Esteuri Ruiz, who dropped it. A couple of base hits later, both he and Matt McLean scored on the Sal Stewart base hit. Rocked down the left field line by Hayes. That's a good distance and gone. 5th of the year, clubbed by Key Bryant. Back and forth it goes, tied once more at 3.
Well, that's a great swing by Key Bryant Hayes. This is a sinker. 93 miles an hour right on the inside part of the plate. He gets to it, and man, he drives that ball nicely down the line. Now
Matt McLean, bottom of the zone strike. He doubled just fair down the line. So of Hayes' 5 homers, 3 have come in his last 15 games. McLean fouls it away.
Sinker in on the hands of Ke'Bryan Hayes, and you figure he's struggling a little bit, so you feel good about the location of that pitch. He shortens up and gets that bat head to the ball. Little bingo down the left field line.
Michael Peterson is up in the Marlins pen. Up and in. The bottom of the 9 goes back to back. Hayes and McLean with solo shots to spark the 5th, and the Reds take a 4-3 lead.
Well, you love to see this from Matt McLean. He likes the ball close to him, and man, he smashed that ball. I don't think he thought he hit it high enough. He hit it so hard. That's a line drive home run to left field. That ball was blistered.
Here's some life in that Reds dugout. De La Cruz first pitch to right center. Ruiz with a diving, tumbling grab takes it away.
Talk about the speed of Esteury Ruiz. Full display right there, laying out. It's a great play.
Strike 1 to Sal Stewart. 2-run hit to right. His last time up, he's also struck out.
See where he is on that knob right there? All the way down at the end. On that base hit to right field, he was about 1.5 inches up the barrel, or up the handle. Got a different golf club right now.
Driver here?
This would be the driver.
I think he's off the back tees.
He's playing the tips.
Yeah. Fouled away. Stewart at 99 career RBIs. Center, darn deep, handled by Ruiz.
See on the left-hand side, with runners in scoring position, how he chokes up a little bit. And then, so that's the lob wedge on the left side, and then the driver trying to go deep on the right.
So much of that with him seems like it comes naturally.
Yes. Talked about his baseball IQ and his understanding and letting the game kind of dictate what you're going to do. Said that early about Sal Stewart. He just gets it.
J.J. Bleday down 0-2. He has struck out. He has popped down. Sharply fair inside of first. Past the diving Conine. It rolls on Ruiz corner. Bleday into second base standing.
Well, this ball down and in, and J.J. is able to keep this ball fair. And that's going to chase Gusto.
And they've changed the warming reliever. They got Peterson down and had Calvin Fauché up. And it looks like he'll get the call. So Bleday chases Gusto. They're into the Marlins pen. Man at second. Reds ahead 4-3. Key Brian Hayes, Matt McLain went back-to-back. 11th time the Reds have gone back-to-back this year. That's the most in the majors. They're one of the more home run heavy teams in the big leagues. Marlins are generally great at limiting home runs. That's not been the case here in the fifth. Reds have chased Ryan Gusto. Tyler Stevenson digging in against the first man out of the pen, Calvin Fauché.
Look for cutters and sweepers out of Fauché. He'll occasionally throw that four-seamer. A lot of breaking pitches.
Skyline Chili called to the bullpen. Ball one. Stevenson a foul pop to first. He's also struck out. Swing and miss. Reds saw Fauché back in April and they touched him up. 4 runs, got 1 out. Gave up a couple of hits and a couple of walks. Borderline miss. Bleday off second. 3-1 pitch. Fouled back. Payoff. Struck him out.
Well, the boys bought the lumber today. First of all, Key Brian Hayes getting to a heater inside, and then back that up with Matty McLain. Line drive home run.
Chevy dealers.
Back and forth affair. The Reds have retaken the lead, and smiles in the middle of the infield as Key Brian Hayes and Matt McLain go back to back, and Brady Singer has kept this team in the game. Back on the bump for his 6th inning of work.
Well, Singer and the Reds ahead once more. Owen Casey, the leadoff man this inning, has struck out looking. He's also been robbed by Matt McLain. Last night, 1 run was all that was scored. Tonight, back and forth. This game is far from finished. Strike, ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Miami batter challenging the strike call.
Every challenge has been successful tonight.
Miami has 2 remaining.
How many are we at now? 9? I don't think of being hyperbolic. I think it's around there. 6, that's it. Smoke to right center. Down to the gap, all the way to the wall. Myers has it. Standing double by Casey.
A slider. We've seen this a few times. Brady Singer just hasn't had the command that we've seen him have recently. The ball just left over the middle of the plate.
So some instant pressure with a man in scoring position. Strike 1 on Joe Mack, who has singled and homered. Marlins have put their leadoff man on in half of the game's 6 innings so far. Sail to left, Bleday. One down. Brief word now from Miami Valley Gaming.
Get ready to get lucky at MVG. With over 2,200 of the best gaming machines, we got you covered.
That last pitch to Joe Mack was a sinker up and away. Really smart pitch by Brady Singer.
Right side, backhanded Stewart, Singer to cover. Casey to third.
Figure Joe Mack trying to get that runner over. It's hard to get that runner over when that ball's running up and away from you. Changes everything. So although we haven't quite seen the command, the strategy has been spot on. See if he can get out of this inning with the lead and the potential for a win.
Esteury Ruiz has struck out looking. He's also walked. One. One-run game, consecutive takes. Chip shot. McLean.
Let's take you down on the farm. You want to talk about exploding onto the pro scene. Reds first round pick Justin LeBron had his first hit of his pro career. 3-hit game last night, first home run, and tonight already a double and a grand slam for the 18th overall pick. That is exploding onto the scene.
Yes, indeed.
What are your thoughts on LeBron so far?
Shortstop. Love it. No, I haven't seen him play yet. I really look forward to it. And it's a great start.
Eugenio Suarez grounds out. He's 0 for 3. Certainly making noise in his first week. Dane Myers singled his last time. He's also lined out. Brady Singer is at 93 pitches, and Luis May warms in the Reds bullpen. As it stands, it would be Singer's 10th quality start. That would match Andrew Abbott's second most on the Reds, joining Chase Burns, who has 11. It's a trio of Reds double-digit quality starts this year. And most of those for Singer have come more recently.
I feel like Brady Singer needs to get much more love than he does receive. He's a bulldog. He's accountable. Takes the ball. All he does is give your team a chance to win a ball game every fifth day.
One to Myers. Yanked away by Fauché. Up the middle. Off the backhand handle. It's short. What a play by Otto Lopez after Edwards could not cleanly pick it.
Well, that's two guys that are comfortable playing with each other. No panic right there. Xavier Edwards being aggressive, trying to go catch it on the fly. Misses the backhand. No collision. When you play with the guy, you're comfortable. You know what his tendencies are. And Xavier tends to be a very aggressive infielder. Lopez, not so much. You go in front, I go behind.
Noelvi Marte is flying to right. He's bounced into a force fielder's choice. Strike three. Ludacris comes to GABP Friday, September 4th. Part of the Ohio Lottery postgame concert series. Stick around after Reds Brewers, a live set from Ludacris. Get tickets now, reds.com/concerts. Move, hot dog, get out the way. I think we need Joel to get the stick down there. And
I see what you did right there, Johnny.
wire cam is stuck. Do a solid. Just don't get it stuck. Oh, yes.
The operator of the wire cam. 1-0.
New man in for the Reds. First out of their pen is seemingly a whole new Luis May.
He certainly has been dominant his last few times out.
It's 3 outings for May on this go around in the bigs. He's been throwing strikes at a crazy rate, about 75%. Locating, breaking ball has looked sharp. He just looks cleaner, smoother. Grounded right side by a diving Matt McLean. Jim Day, you've had a chance to chat with Oscar Marine and look at some of the differences.
Yeah, we talked on the road trip, John, about how they wanted to simplify it downhill. This is him earlier in the season. Look how big of a leg kick he had. He's falling off to the side. He was off balance. Now look at him. It's much more of a slide step. They wanted to simplify down the slope, keep him balanced on the mound, and the result is a version of that. He is just more direct to the plate and a lot less going on. Look at him fall off to the left on the video earlier this season, and he is balanced and completely different pitcher.
What do you see?
I see a guy that throws 100-mile-an-hour bowling ball. That's what I see, and I would agree. I feel like it's a much more controlled effort. He's been really good. Last few times we saw him in Chicago, the White Sox, a couple innings first time out, 2 punch outs, 1 inning last time out. It'll be on Thursday. In his 1 inning, he threw 12 pitches and punched out two hitters.
Pretty good looking pitch, called a miss. Edwards, a sacrifice and a base hit. By the way, with Marcy's contact, that's his 4th hit tonight, his 3rd career 4-hit game, his 1st of the year. Chopped right side, off Stewart's glove, no play. 1st and 2nd. Scored a base hit.
Yeah, just out of the reach of Sal Stewart. Just perfectly placed.
Now, Jim, the reality for May here and now is something that he shared with Brian Giesen's law. He was told to envision every time out.
Yeah, he wanted to envision, even with nobody on base, envision that you have a base runner on base and you want to be quick to the plate, a la a slide step. And now the much more balanced Luis May, due in part to drills that they did where they put bands around his midsection and they pull one way or the other, and he has to stand on the rubber and stay balanced while they're pulling on him. That has also worked, and he always had a big arm. He's always had tremendous stuff. It's just honing in the strike zone. This keeps his chin locked into the plate. This keeps his hip direct to the plate. It's a new pitcher.
And I'm going to tell you, we get a chance to walk down by the clubhouse, and he's outside the clubhouse. You see how physically large this guy is. He is a big human being, but a nice guy.
ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Cincinnati's challenging the ball call.
Was that up? It was. First
Cincinnati
miss
will have 1 remaining.
on ABS tonight. Heriberto Hernandez has walked line to center. Has an infield hit that drove in a run. Big spot here. The lead at 1. Marlins 3 runs on 10 hits. They have been aggressive with their swings tonight. 2 on against May. Fouled back. And Jim, another technique the Reds used with Luis May in the minors, they handcuffed him a bit in a good way to improve command.
Yeah, they wanted him to have, and they've done this with some other guys too, just go out there and throw your fastball and throw it for strikes. Don't worry about anything else but throwing your fastball for strikes. They also started him in a game once he got past that point, and that made him throw all of his pitches. So it has been a complete work in progress reinventing Luis May. So far the results have been outstanding. Brian Garman, who is the minor league pitching coordinator, the AAA pitching coach, they did an outstanding job with him so far.
And this is his stiffest test. Marcy, who's had an on-fire night, the base hit through the right side. Edwards with the well-placed softer contact. There was no chance to make a play. Hernandez has power. He's got 17 home runs. Dangerous hitter. And Elevates again, 3-2. On deck is a slugging lefty in Griffin Kona. Step off by May, pump, no throw. Payoff. Trying to work the top of the zone here. Could he break out the breaking ball? Struck him out. Our champion Windows pitch tracks.
You know, they call it a fastball, but it's not really the fastball. It's just a sinking. It's a sinker. It's a fastball. He just has so much good run on it. You can see the two seams. And it's at 98 miles an hour. Great pitch.
So now Conine, who has flied to right, flied to center. He's been hit by a pitch. Lifted left side. Hayes eyeballing the sidewall. No play. With 3 dominant outings to begin his return to the majors, May earned this situation. 1-run game, top of the order. This is his biggest test in the big leagues. Oh, 0-2. Strike 3. ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Miami's batter is challenging the strike call.
That was a pretty good looking pitch. Punched him out.
Yes, sir.
Miami will have 1 remaining.
What I'm looking at is I'm looking to see if he does anything different on the breaking ball than he does on the sinker. And it all looks very tight. Doesn't really do anything to signal to the hitter that a breaking ball is coming. It's a great pitch.
Otto Lopez, deep crouch. Tight strike. He's lined to the pitcher. Struck out looking, flying to center. Appeal. He did not go. One and 2. Gets by Stevenson. Runners advance. Yanked wide by May for a wild pitch.
Yeah, the last slider was a really good slider to get Otto Lopez to chase. He tried to throw an even better one. A little too much on that one.
So now a base hit could mean a deficit. Marlins 1 for 9 men in scoring position. Lopez fouls it. The lead man Marcy broke halfway to the plate, trying to grab the attention and distract Luis May. The inning began with back-to-back well-placed base hits. What has followed consecutive strikeouts by May. Just in case, Noelvi Marte noticeably cheats in right field, recognizing the second man, Edwards, could be a fall behind run. Full count. Grounded to third. Ke'Bryan Hayes. Heading. And May showing the fire. Slapped the glove. He strands two.
Really nice job by Luis May getting through that inning.
Premium.
Contributions from your number 8 and 9 hitter tonight has made a difference. Ke'Bryan Hayes keeping the ball fair down the left field line, and then right after that, Matty McClain with the line drive home run.
Our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. That tipped the scales, gave the Reds the lead that still holds. It's 4-3. It's Hayes and McClain 1-2 here in the 7th. They take on Tyler Zuber.
See more fastballs from Zuber. Fastball sweeper.
He's been a lot better on the road than he's been at home. ERA drops over 2 runs on the road, sub 2.5. Had a big-time shoulder surgery in 2022. Got cut by a number of clubs, waiver claim. Early 2024, got released by the Guardians and thought about retiring for good. Said I'm going to get one last shot. He went to indie ball, the Long Island Ducks. Said that's where he found his love of baseball again. Marlins brought him in as a waiver claim about a year ago. And here he is pitching in a 1-run game. Hayes down 1-2. Gutsy inning by Luis May to bridge the Reds' lead to the home 7th.
Yeah, it's really nice to see him get through that. A couple guys on base early. He kept his composure. Struck out the next 2, and then the ground ball and a nice slider down and away to get the 3rd out. Really nice to see, and you said it. He's earned the opportunity to pitch in some fairly high leverage situations late in the ball game. It's all about confidence. That young man has always had the talent. It's nice to see him getting it done.
Hayes fouls it back. Hayes with hits in 3 straight games. First time since late April. Strikes out here. Brief word now from Kia. Matt McClain has doubled and homered. He has scored twice. ABS powered by T-Mobile. Marlins have 1 to lose.
Miami catcher is challenging the ball call.
And they're done, barring extras.
Miami will have 0 remaining challenges.
And for McClain, by the way, his second game with multiple extra base hits in the last week plus. He only had 2 games with multiple extra base hits the prior 3 months. Breaking ball landed for a strike. Hard foul. By short, and Otto Lopez, base hit. Matt McClain ties the season high, his second 3-hit showing of the year.
Well, that's a replay. Watch how Matt just stays through this baseball, and this is what I'm talking about. This is a breaking ball down and away. It's not a bad pitch at all, but he stays in this posture and just rides this ball right through the middle of the field. That is great right there. Stay there, Matty.
Ellie De La Cruz 0 for 3. Line to right. That was a diving play by Ruiz his last time. He's also struck out twice. TJ Antone is up in the Reds pen. McClain, a running threat, has 13 swipes this year. 1-2. McClain goes. Looked like a modified pitch out, throw down, pinballs away. McClain in safely, his 14th steal.
Matt McClain doing it all. We've seen him make a great defensive play. Double home run, a single. Now a stolen base.
Scoring position. 2-2. Nubbed foul by De La Cruz. Full count, Stewart on deck. In the air, left center. Hernandez has it. Our PNC Bank storylines, these are the best at driving them in. Stewart has tied C.J. Abrams once more for the most in the majors.
Well, you've seen how Sal Stewart during the game is capable of making adjustments. Runners in scoring position, you saw him choke up the bat a little bit, just punch that ball through the right side of the infield for the 2 ribbies early.
First pitch nubbed, rolling fair. They let it go, and it dies flies in the grass. Infield hit Stewart. McLean over to third.
Take them how they come. The ball gets really deep in there. A little bit of good fortune.
Stewart over 300 with men in scoring position on the year. Now men at the corners for J.J. Bleday. Double to right as last time. He's 1 for 3. Big cut on a slider. A 1-2. Bleday asks for time. Facing his former club in a ballpark that has been great for him, and he has been great for it. He hits at a high rate at Great American Ballpark. Fouled back. Bleday to left center. Hernandez on the track. Reds strand a couple. Cincinnati Reds baseball is presented by Sweeney Kia. Drive smart, spend less. And by the Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card. Earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases. Terms apply. Well, tightrope walk for the Reds. That's a familiar fate of late. They lead 4-3 in the 8th. TJ Antone is in.
Tone has been good. Last time out, he actually got a win in his relief appearance against the White Sox. Shown his durability, and look at those numbers, pretty good.
ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Catcher's challenging the ball call.
That is a strike. Well, consider coming off a third Tommy John. He began the year in the minors. Did not break back to the bigs until May 6th. Entering today, only 5 men in the National League had appeared in more games among relievers than Antone since he came back to the big leagues. So coming off a third Tommy John, that's the availability that he has had to be out there for his team.
Remarkable. Remarkable. My hope is that Hunter Green will get an opportunity to spend some time with TJ Antone. Be able to talk through some of the issues that you have to go through with multiple Tommy John surgeries.
Hit by pitch here for Casey. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, TJ Antone has literally written a book about coming back from multiple Tommy Johns. Just got published during this year. Green just had his second Tommy John.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to talk to Hunt to see how he's feeling mentally, but I would assume it's a little deflating. We did text back and forth, but I haven't really spoken to him. I know he's listening. Hope you're doing well, Hunt.
Joe Mack Couple of hits tonight, both to right, a single, a home run. He's also flying to left. Strike one. Grounded right side and through, base hit. Casey sprints through second. Scoop by Marte in right. Fire toward third. Cut by De La Cruz. Base hit. Mack met at the corners.
Just the location of that sinker. We haven't seen Antone really pitch from behind, but he was unable to land that sweeper, and we haven't really seen that so far this year. So he had to come with the heater and that middle location.
Backdoors a strike to Grant Pauley, who's 0 for 3. Well, one of the things Antone's done great this year, Lark, is handle men in scoring position situations. Left field. Casey shaping up to tag. Bleday makes the catch. Casey tags. Throw goes towards second. Sac fly RBI. The hit batter comes in. Tied at 4. So the lead loss. Marlins had double duty. Or double barrel, I should say. Victor Vodnik and Michael Peterson up. Looks like it's just Peterson now. He had also warmed earlier tonight. Another man hit by pitch. Esteury Ruiz is on. And now a tie-breaking run in scoring position.
Yeah, you just don't normally see this from TJ Antone. Like maybe a little dragging of the arm. A sweeper just with no bite whatsoever.
Sam Maul is up in the pen. The leadoff man Jacob Marcy has a 4-hit night, the third of his career. Reds have not retired him once. Just the second time in Antone's career he's hit a man with a pitch twice. Last happened at Dodger Stadium in April of 21. Manager Terry Francona out to chat. It's the left-handed Marcy due up. And with Maul loosening, we'll step aside.
Copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Cincinnati Reds and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cincinnati Reds.
Bring your furry friends to GABP Tuesday. Bark at the Park, presented by Good and Fun and Dreambone. Enjoy special pregame activities before Reds Cardinals. Fetch tickets now. Reds.com/bark. Some gamesmanship here. Jacob Marcy, career day, tied his career high with 4 hits. With left-hander Sam Maul in, the Marlins use their bench. They yank back Marcy, and they call upon Augustine Ramirez to stand in.
You figure the righty-lefty situation you would prefer to have. But Marcy has had himself 4 hits. You normally don't see that happen often.
Ramirez pinch hit last night and struck out looking. But Clayton McCullough wants the powerful right-handed bat against Maul. First pitch outside. A run in, 2 on. The lead lost. It's tied at 4. Joe Mack, catcher, is the lead man off second base. A miss. Ramirez has had well-documented significant defensive woes, but also didn't have the best start hitting-wise either. Was sent down for a long stretch to the minors. Mack did such a splendid job that the Marlins more traded away than added at the deadline, including Liam Hicks being sent to Tampa. That opened the door for Ramirez to more recently come back up. He did not play in the bigs from May 3rd until 11 days ago, and he's mostly been used as a pinch hitter. Two one. A miss. Pierce Johnson is up in the Reds bullpen. Full count. Walked him, bases loaded. And now it's Xavier Edwards, switch hitter, who has 2 hits and a sacrifice tonight. Corners cheat a touch. Ball 1.
And look at the defensive alignment up the middle. See Ellie a little bit back. If that ball's hit to him, he's going to try to turn a double play. Matty is kind of in between. As an infielder, you got to read the speed of the ground ball and where the ground ball is taking you. If up the middle that ground ball is taking you towards second base, you go ahead and turn the double play. But if it's taking you to the corners, you got to be able to get your feet in position and throw the ball as a force play to the dish.
1-1. Reds have held the Marlins in check. They're 1 for 10 men in scoring position tonight, but Edwards is one of their best. He is .330 on the year with men in scoring position. Johnson's ready in the pen. Maldo has to face Edwards and has to face the man on deck, Heriberto Hernandez. That's unless, of course, he can get a double play here and end the inning. Grounded. De La Cruz on a hop. Fire home. Force got him. Re-rack them. They're loaded. But no run on that play and 2 down on the inning.
The length of Ellie De La Cruz. Able to get up there and get that ball quickly. And no panic whatsoever. Cutting down that run at the plate. Well done. Took him away from second base. So the play is to home plate. Perfectly executed.
Now time called by the batter, Heriberto Hernandez, before he steps in. He has walked line to center. Infield hit, drove one in. He's also struck out. Great backdoor pitch for a strike. Lifetime bases full, 462 with a granny. Did he go? Yes, strike at the plate. ABS, you have no challenges, man. They're done. Dives down. The one granny he had was a walk-off against Devin Williams with the Mets. It was a scoreless game, bases loaded. He went yard for a 4-0 win. Ball's got a couple of strikes. Into right center field, down base hit. Ruiz scores. Ramirez home. Edwards to third, 2-run hit for Heriberto Hernandez. Reds trail 6-4.
Well, this was a fastball, and look at the location. It's middle. And Hernandez down 2 strikes. Took advantage of a mistake that was made.
So now the lefty Griffin Conine, who's 0 for 3. Called strike front door. Oh, 2. Smoked into right field, base hit, left on left. Edwards scores. Hernandez first to third. It's a 4 spot in the inning, and the Reds trail 7-4. Back-to-back 2 strike hits to knock in runs.
And well, this was not a bad pitch at all. This is a sweeper, not even close to being a strike. And Conine just goes down there and gets it. Lefty on lefty, sweeper, front door.
That's going to be all for Maul. Pierce Johnson comes in.
Name the possibilities.
Cincinnati Reds baseball is presented by Jake Sweeney Kia. Drive smart, spend less. And by Bet365, where winning is everything. A rough frame for the Reds. They're now down 7-4. Pierce Johnson is in, facing Otto Lopez.
Well, we have yet to see a reliever in this particular inning be able to really hit his spots. I feel like TJ Antone, we saw early, the sweeper just didn't have the bite and the location, the command, and the same we saw from Sam Maul. I tell you, that last pitch to Conine was not a bad pitch at all. It wasn't even close to being a strike, and he went down there and got it. So these Marlin hitters are being awfully aggressive.
Time for the batter Lopez, who was the 9th Marlin to come to the plate this inning. 4 in, first and third. Oh, 1. Hit batter, base hit, sac fly, hit batter, walk. After Edwards reached on the fielder's choice, nice play by De La Cruz to cut a man down at the plate. Heriberto Hernandez had the biggest blow of the inning. McLean snaps it off to first. Marlins played 4. Reds trail by 3.
Reds.com/premium.
Bring the whole family out to Great American Ballpark. Family discount days provided by Klosterman Bakery. Throughout the season, families can save big on tickets in select areas of the park. For details, Reds.com/family. Pitching change for the Marlins. Michael Peterson is in.
6'7" Michael Peterson is a power arm. Fastball sits at 98, 99 miles an hour. He has reached triple digit, and a slider.
Multiple defensive changes. Tyler Stevenson 0 for 3, couple of strikeouts. He's foul popped to first. Up and in. As Esteury Ruiz is now in center, Griffin Conine is at right. Graham Pauley is at first. Javier Sanoja is into the game defensively at third base. 1-1 on Stevenson. Upstairs strike. Way up. Lifted right side. Pauley now the first baseman. Any change matter the most to you?
Yeah, the Swiss Army knife, Sanoja at third base. He can play every position except catch.
It's the one thing he's not done yet.
Don't do it.
Ducked down by Eugenio Suarez, who's 0 for 3. That has been apparently a stated goal of former Red Tyler Callahan, who's played a bit of everywhere for the Pirates. He wants to try to play all 9 in a game.
Now I could see him wanting to catch. He's got that attitude.
Snaps the slider in for a strike.
We saw him in Pittsburgh when we played them there. Then he got sent to the minor leagues, I believe.
99. Callahan's been in Indianapolis, the AAA Pirates affiliate, since late July. Peterson has now faced 19 men in August. Just one hit, a single in that time. He also had a bit of a different call-up story. Pat Kelly engineers some magic with the Reds at AAA Louisville, and he's had some theatrical ways that he's told young men, you're going to the big leagues for the first time. Well, for Peterson, he did not like the pregame spread that he had in the minors, so he and some teammates went to In-N-Out Burger. And by the time he looked at his phone, swing and miss, strike three. He had missed 4 phone calls from his manager, who was desperately trying to tell him, you're going to the big leagues.
Those are the phone calls you really don't want to miss. Good slider after that 99 at the top of the zone.
Two down. Dane Myers has singled to right. He's 1 for 3.
In-N-Out Burger, though, you got to have priorities.
And so apparently after he gets the call, Jim, he doesn't race back to the stadium because he's going to the big leagues. He said he got in his car and he finished his 4x4 burger. And then he went to the ballpark to get his bags.
Have you ever been to In-N-Out Burger? They give you that little, almost like a kit in your car. It's good presentation and a good burger. I get it.
1-1 to short. Backhanded by Lopez. Reds go in order.
It's the summer sales event.
Our Toyota game summary. Heriberto Hernandez had the blunder yesterday. Willie's knocked in 3 today. Couple of hits and a walk. Brady Singer, another quality start. Key Bryan and McLean going back to back to begin the 5th. But here are the Reds now in the 9th, down 7-4. Ron Marinaccio is in. The Marlins closer Pete Fairbanks, who got off to a sluggish start but has been far better of late, is warming in their pen. One to Owen Casey, who has doubled, been hit by pitch, scored a run. He's 1 for 3. When Marinaccio is on, his changeup is his best pitch, and that's what he's trying to find once more as a Red. Misfires on the heater. It's a 5-pitch walk to begin the inning. Well, the Bengals got their preseason schedule underway, right? Here's number 80, Joe Mack, facing number 97, Ron Marinaccio. Mack 3 hits, including a homer. Nubs a foul.
Did you watch the Bengals game?
I did not.
They look better on defense. And the offense is obviously going to be there with Joe and Lamar, Chase, and T. The defense look very different.
And it goes beyond Dexter Lawrence, right? Rudder off, pitch miss, throw down, pretty good one. Tag, safe. Casey has second, his 5th steal.
Yeah, Sexy Dexy's going to make a difference. I think all in all, they were talking about it during the preseason and in camp. It's more of an attitude. They kind of struggled, and they talked about that. National media talked about how they struggled defensively. So I feel like they made a few moves and brought in some guys. It's more of an attitude. I'm really looking forward to watching them this year.
A lot of expectation, a lot of talent. I saw the media's two-way star, Charlie Goldsmith, raved again about how Lawrence has stood out at practice. Many days where he's sprinting back and forth from Paycor to Great American. Swing and miss. Time called by Mack. Struck him out of the changeup.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's that changeup you were talking about, right?
Yeah, oddly enough, when I chatted with Marinaccio the other day, he talked about how that's the focus of the Reds coaches right now, rediscover that pitch to get that kind of swing and miss. Now, I asked him about his rise and who stood out as he was coming along, who's informed him as a pitcher. And there was one name that came out of his mouth immediately who made a major impact for him. Daniel Moscas. This pitch is smoked to right field. And off the base of the wall, wave at third. Casey comes home. Grant Pauley with an RBI standing double. It's now 8-4. He gave a lot of credit to Moscas, who himself was a first-round pick by the Pirates. Has been in coaching for many years. He's now the pitching coach for the Marlins, but he met him when he was in the Yankees minors when Marinaccio was first coming up. And you often hear that from players, pitchers and hitters, that, not to dismiss or say anyone else is not good, but there's a certain chemistry or connection that certain players feel with certain coaches.
That's right.
Esteury Ruiz, big rib, strike one. He's walked, been hit by pitch, scored a run. He's 0 for 2. Were there coaches that made that difference for you?
Absolutely, there were. You know, I had a chance to play with a lot of the guys that really mentored me. Obviously, you know, Not Hole in high school, and Coach Cameron at Moeller, and then Bud Middle and Danny Hall up in Michigan. But when I got in pro ball, it was pretty quick. Signed in 1 year, and the next year I'm in the big league. So I got a chance to learn from the guys that were doing it out on the field. You know, David Concepcion take ground balls with me and take me into the hole and say, okay, listen, I know you got a big arm, but there are going to be times when you just need to bounce that ball over to first base. He taught me that. It's probably the biggest influence in my professional career defensively out in the field. And then my first manager was the all-time hits leader in Pete Rose. Had Tony Perez. Buddy Bell was at third base. Ronnie Oster was at second. ED was in the outfield encouraging me, and Dave Parker was out there encouraging me to play with more urgency, or there was going to be consequence to it. A lot of people influence. It takes a village. It really, truly does. And you got to be a sponge, right? A lot of times you hear some good stuff about hitting from pitchers. I remember I had a chance to sit down with TJ Antone and talk to him years and years ago. And I'm talking to him about pitching as a hitter. I didn't face you guys, but I do know this. If I see air underneath that breaking ball of yours, that's advantage me. I remember having that conversation with him. Guess what? He's taking the air from underneath that breaking ball.
That's right. First plate appearance tonight for Sanohawk. Came on defensively. He was 0 for 3 yesterday. But that was very common for you, particularly you know, in your era, that it was an all-day running conversation about a lot of things, but a lot of it about the game.
Yes. You know, we spent time, and I feel one of the ways that the game has changed a little bit is the amount of time after the game that you spend talking about the game in the clubhouse, in that atmosphere. You know, obviously because of some of the changes with alcohol in the clubhouse or lack thereof, that was one of the reasons, just to be honest, one of the reasons alcohol kept us in the clubhouse after the game. We would sit, we would have a beer, we would talk about what was going to happen tomorrow and what just happened today. And that's where a lot of the learning took place. That certainly has changed.
Full count on Sanoha. Paulie off second. Grounded to first. Stewart. Another run in for the Marlins. They have 5 unanswered. Reds have 3 outs to work with. Down 8-4.
Early with Bet365.
Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Reds, the official source for Cincinnati Reds gear. Hagrid would be proud. Marlins closer, Pete Fairbanks.
6'6" Pete Fairbanks, and you talk about leveraging the ball downhill. Watch the motion and the throwing angle that Pete Fairbanks creates. He's a short strider for a long-legged guy, and it is pretty much right down 12-6.
Facing the pinch hitting Hector Rodriguez, Michael Toglia on deck to pinch hit as well. One and two.
Talked about Chase Burns staying tall when he throws the ball. Same with Pete Fairbanks. Slider. That's how you get the depth on your pitches. And the depth we've seen, that's the swing and miss.
Showing some bite. Strikes out Rodriguez.
I mean, look at this. This is downhill. It's a short arm. It's downhill. It's a slider. That's a Chase Burns looking slider. Downhill.
Now Toglia, who bats for Hayes. Oh, 1. Through May, Fairbanks had 6 of his saves. He also blew a couple. 3 losses at a 7.5 ERA. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, on appeal. Since the start of June, he's 12 for 13 in save tries, only 1 loss. And the ERA cut dramatically to just over 5. That's informed heavily by one very bad day in Milwaukee. Borderline miss. Marlins with 8 runs on 14 hits tonight. Look at
Backdoor cutter. Well, starts on the plate and it stays on the plate.
So the last man standing is Matt McLean. Triple shy of the cycle, double homer single. Does have a steal, has scored twice. Front door miss. McLean has a pair of 4-hit games in his career, both when he broke in at 23. He has 4 career triples. All came in June of 23. Swing and miss. Called strike. Struck him out. Ball game. Series tied at 1. Marlins come from behind, 5 unanswered to double up the Reds 8-4.
Well, I feel like Brady Singer once again went out there and did his job, gave this team a chance to win a ball game, and it's really great to see the production from Ke'Bryan Hayes going deep, and Matt McLean had himself a really good offensive game. Sal Stewart continues to drive in runs, but I believe it was the aggressiveness of these young Marlin hitters. The bullpen came in and the Marlins just continued to be super aggressive, swinging at hittable pitches, not even strikes, but hittable pitches, putting them in play, and continue to press until they could come through. Got to win the series tomorrow.
Marlins take it tonight. Reds post game still to come. 8-4. Miami takes down the Reds in Cincinnati.